And then there were some hiccups, there's no doubt. New first-time starter at quarterback, a new face in Dominic Lovett, wide receivers, a couple of balls he brought back. He's going to be a big contributor down the line.
Here are the big stars last week. Bowers was great as always. Everybody relax. They'll keep showing those wrinkles as the games continue. Georgia won the toss and elected to receive. That means Carson Beck gets the ball again, Alyssa. How were his nerves last week?
The nerves were nerving last week, Taylor, according to Carson Beck, but he did say coming out of the tunnel for the first time on this field as QB1 was a feeling that he can't even describe, potentially the best emotion he's ever felt in his entire life. He said the difference from last week to this week is now he has a better idea of what he wants to do throughout the week to feel comfortable. He's settled in throughout the day last Saturday, but this week at practice, he made an effort to make sure he was communicating more with his wide receivers throughout the course of practices, pulling them aside, having conversations. What are you seeing? What am I seeing? To make sure we are always on the same page. Obviously, having receiver Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint will be huge for him today, but wanting to continue to execute, specifically focusing on third down and red zone plays, something that he spent a lot of time on from last week.
All right, we'll see if he can improve there, Alyssa. There's no doubt he is QB1. For Mike New and Ball State, he's got a ton of options at quarterback, maybe as many as 4 in his 8th year as a head coach of the Cardinals. 2 MAC titles as a player, 1 as a coach. Consecutive bowl appearances in 2020 and 2021, 5 and 7 last year. These Cardinals are in Athens for the first time ever. Ball State rather is playing SEC opponents though consecutive weeks. Lost to Kentucky last Saturday. They are 0-12 lifetime in the SEC, and they have to deal with humidity that is all over Matt Stinchcomb's dress shirt as we get ready for kick between the Cardinals and the Dogs. Jack Drake is going to kick to that guy you were talking about, Mekhi Muse. He does it all. Little man for the Dogs is standing at his goal line. And here he comes. And there he goes. Past the 45-yard line. Nice field position for Carson Beck, the junior from Jacksonville, Florida. Was Mr. Florida in 2018. Originally was going to go play baseball for the Florida Gators. The Gators, yeah, that's right. And then ultimately flipped and decided to go play for Georgia. First career start last week. Kirby Smart wants Carson to be more aggressive today, Stench. We'll see what that means. Kendall Milton standing next to him on the first play. And he's throwing and throws a good ball to Dylan Bell, sophomore from Houston, Texas. It's a 9-yard pickup for Carson. Kind of crazy, Stench, that was his first start in 4 years. He was in high school the last time this guy started a football game.
He's been in Athens a long time, but hasn't started football for a long time. Had an opportunity a couple of years ago. He's waited his turn, something that his teammates pointed out. They respect that. He's a guy that they know has capability, wants to seize the opportunity he has now.
Bowers going in motion, the give to Milton, first down for Kendall. You mentioned that he wasn't 100%. You could see it on that long run too, Stitch, that you were talking about in the open. That hamstring is getting a little bit better.
Yeah, it was a little bit slow out of the gate last week. Didn't have that explosive pop.
Here's some tempo for Kendall as he takes that toss and in traffic gets past the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Second and long. Should see some Dejon Edwards today for Georgia. Did not play last week with an MCL issue. You also will see Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint did not play due to team violations last week, but no Ladd McConkey today, Stench, still dealing with that back injury.
Sometimes you'll see Brock Bowers in the backfield like he is right now.
Second and 8. Quick throw, a good one. It's a first down throw to Rosemy-Jacksaint. And despite the mistake that he made that led to him not playing last week, Kirby Smart says he's as big a leader as we've got on this team.
And a guy that they clearly trust as a performer on the field. He's obviously got tremendous influence in that locker room. A veteran player, a guy that Carson Beck brought up. We've got a ton of banked reps together. One that he can trust to go to the football range.
Already inside the Ball State 29-yard line. Just 2 minutes into the football game. You see that clock continuing to run, which it does now even when there's a first down. Beck has plenty of time, and out the back, that's a catch. And a great one by Dominic Lovett on a ball thrown behind him. The Mizzou transfer picks up 16.
Great adjustment to that ball by Don Lovett. Last week, we talked about it. A couple of balls he would have wanted back. Watch this coming back for this one. He get his hand underneath him.
To Milton, wants to go one-on-run, and just off kilter there with Roseby Jack safe. It'll be second down. Dogs were 5 of 5 in the red zone last week. Let's go back 2 plays ago.
Part of the reason why Georgia was probably going fast was to make sure that they got this back up and going. I don't see anything from that angle that could say that it wasn't a catch. We talked about it last week. A couple of contested throws. One was thrown behind him on a third down, but that time an excellent adjustment.
Milton out. True freshman Roderick Robinson in after playing so well last week, and here he is going straight ahead, not getting much. As Cole Pierce makes the tackle at the 10-yard line. 8 carries, 50 yards, including a 23-yard run for the man from San Diego last week.
Had some good reps, had some true freshman reps. Missed a couple of holes, could have pressed a hole, missed a cutback. Got a lot of new faces, as we mentioned off the top, that were in that offense to start the game. And
got an injury for Ball State. I believe that's Joey Stemler. He is down, the sophomore for Cleves, Ohio. So last thing that Ball State wants after what happened to Clayton Call last week. Clayton, your teammates love you. Your head coach, Mike New, got emotional talking about you before this game. You are very much a part of this Ball State program.
When everything hurts, but you've got to carry on. Your body needs the fast, warming relief of Tidal Roll-On. I got immediate relief, and it lasts. Within a few minutes, I was able to start feeling the effects of it. The powerful Tidal formulation that features plant-powered ingredients and lidocaine was developed to help world-class athletes with their pain, soreness, and full-body recovery. It dries fast and lasts.
I really like the Tidal Roll-On because it has a 6-point massage applicator that helps loosen up the joints and muscles by providing this heat therapy, and that increases blood flow for maximum pain relief.
With the activities that I do with my son, it's definitely a must carry.
It smells really nice, it absorbs quickly, and I can just go about my day.
Tidal Massaging Heat Therapy Roll-On. Available at Target. Visit Tidal.com for locations and a full line of Tidal products.
You don't know who I am. You can push through anything as long as you believe.
Our family calls Alex the Phoenix. He always rises from the ash.
Paterno never faced any charges, but he didn't escape judgment.
Who has like a career-defining moment at 37?
The whole country is watching, and the world is watching.
Our fandom runs deep. Deep is the bayou, the swamp, and everywhere in between. We run deep routes and keep deep traditions. SEC football isn't just a way of life. It is life. SEC football runs deep.
Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Introducing Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact.
It is so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Strengthen and tone your legs, increase your mobility, flexibility, and balance. Plus, stimulate healthy circulation.
My joints feel better. better, my knees feel better, my back feels better. It makes me feel stronger too.
Perfect for home therapy. Whisper quiet to use while you work.
My circulation is moving, I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. Call and get upgraded to the Deluxe Bundle. Get the faster motor or 5 miles of steps per hour, the step counter, the sport mat, and wireless remote. Call now.
Welcome to SEC Saturday Football presented by Allstate, where Clayton Call got hurt in the second quarter last week with a left leg injury, and now Joey Stimler-Stinch is being helped off the field in the first quarter this week.
Yeah, it's already had kind of a cascade effect on how they deploy their personnel, especially at linebacker. Keontae Newsom in their number 9 will spend more time in the box, this time flexed out towards this bunch formation.
This is a 3rd and 8 on the 9th play of the drive for Georgia. They can get a first. Here's Beck, he's gonna keep it. He's gonna give up the football, but it's recovered by Georgia. It's Keontae Newsom that you were just talking about that forced that fumble.
Beck with the ball in his right arm. Newsom comes right up, puts his helmet right on the button. The ball comes shooting out. Georgia really lucky to get that ball back. Kendall Milton with the heads-up play to get on it to afford them this field goal opportunity.
Brock Bowers had a fumble last week that was recovered by a teammate, and now Beck, who will hold this field goal a try by Peyton Woodring. It's 28 yards in length. The true freshman from Lafayette, Louisiana, hooked it. Well, it was the best team in the country last year in the red zone, and they get no points on their first drive of the second game.
Clean snap, clean hold, and Woodring, he peered it straight ahead. Too bad it was on the hash. Those uprights don't reach that wide. And on that drive, Georgia squandering excellent field position off a fantastic kickoff return by Mekhi Muse. Carson Beck, a little bit off target. When you think about that completion to Dom Lovett, had to come back for the football, and he tried a back shoulder to Rosemy Jack-Saint.
This is Caden Samanza starting the game, and he hands it to a guy that Georgia fans might remember. Marquez Cooper, the transfer from Kent State, ran all over the Dogs last year. 90 yards on the ground in that 4-quarter fight that Georgia had with Kent State last year.
Versus that high-octane, up-tempo offense that Kent State was running a year ago. Now see that same offense, incidentally, in Colorado. But Marquez Cooper, a guy that hurt the Dogs not only on the ground, but also as a receiver out of the backfield.
He picked up 2. Samanza will throw, and it's a good ball that's caught by Ahmad Edwards. The transfer from Jacksonville State. Right near the first down, and he gets it. Samanza came in and played the second half last week against Kentucky. He looked good. One of 4 true freshman quarterbacks, Stinch, to play in their team's first game all across America last week.
Well, they made the change. Started with Lane Hatcher. They came out of half. They felt like they needed to push the ball downfield, and Samanza led a 10-play drive to put the ball in the end zone.
You will see Lane Hatcher. You will see Kyle Kelly at quarterback as well. Have to get rid of it, and the Dogs sniff this one out. This is Max Webster. You might see him at quarterback today, too. He didn't pick up much. Samanza, the true freshman from Mission Viejo, California, which has produced Mark Sanchez and Jordan Palmer. His favorite current athlete is Mikey Matthews, his buddy that plays for Utah. He has 2 siblings, Cash and Kingsley, that I'm sure glued to what's happening here today. No gain, and now the quick give to Gilly, and Gilly around the edge gets a few, maybe 4. It'll be 3rd down after the Smile London tackle. London expected to play a lot more this week than what we saw last week with that foot injury.
Yeah, a guy that they're expecting to really start to round into form health-wise. They know what Smile London can do. Excellent football player. The guy that needs to stay healthy so he can make plays. Right here at Ball State, they had a hard time pushing the ball downfield in the first half. We just mentioned Samanza was able to stretch a defense.
On 3rd and 6, the quick throw, and it's a good ball again. It's caught by Keon Magwood. Right near, let's see, looks like just short of that yellow line. And it is, 4th down. The offense, at least for now, is staying on the field for Coach New.
Aggressive call on the minus side of the field. You've already gotten a stop. Georgia with the great field position to start. You turn them away with no points, but you would be forfeiting yet again. Excellent field position.
Play clock is down to 10. They're not out of the huddle yet. How does the true freshman quarterback deal with Sanford Stadium? Instead, they call timeout.
Well, it looked like they were going to run a play, there's no doubt. Based on the reaction of the players there, Ahmad Edwards, you could see him when they had to take that timeout late out of the huddle, as you mentioned, Taylor. That's tough sledding. When you think about Georgia, as good as they are on the back end, they've got size up front. I don't care what the distance is to go on a 4th down, it's challenging. But it looked like there was going to be more than just a bluff play based on the offensive players' reaction.
Hardest thing for Coach New is last year his team, you could argue, is just as good as the teams that went to bowl games the 2 seasons prior to that. They lost 4 games by 7 points or less, lost the last game to Miami of Ohio by 1 point. This team might be better than all of those teams. But you play Kentucky, you play Georgia to start the season, already some significant injuries to your defense. What's left once you get into that MAC schedule is the big question.
Yeah, and when you look at what the success that they've enjoyed, I mean, not that far removed from a MAC championship, a conference championship performance back in 2020 had been a long time coming. It was a team that the moment wasn't too big for them last week versus Kentucky in the first half.
What does he dial up on a 4th and inches? Cooper. Second effort. Got it. Ball State now 2 of 3 on 4th down this season.
That's a heck of a run. As you're talking about one-on-one in the hole. Smile London was there. The second effort, as you mentioned, Marquez Cooper, watch him just gut it out. You're met with 3 defenders, but that leg drive, he slid to the right just enough to nudge it forward. Physical run.
Got it on your own minus 40. A new set of downs, and this ball is overthrown. Looking for that Colorado transfer, Ty Robinson, who had a terrific game against Kentucky last week.
Samanza's taking some shots early, and I don't mean throwing the ball downfield. I mean getting hit as he threw. It's at least the second time where he has gotten grilled as he released the football. Probably was trying to compensate for that release time. Let it go earlier than he wanted to, and so he had to hang it up.
Dalen Everett was stride for stride with Robinson on that last incompletion. 2nd and 10, holds it for a moment, gets the defense to bite and finds his big tight end, Tanner Koziel, the sophomore from Bloomington. In a big game last week, 8 catches for 66 yards in Lexington. That's a first down.
Koziel's a heck of a target. A guy that they're going to seek many times. Leading receiver a week ago proved to be not just a security blanket, but a playmaker for him. Was involved in a big play that went the other way for Kentucky.
Yeah, you know what they're saying in Muncie, Indiana? That was targeting is what they're saying.
Yeah,
it was debatable. Cooper's bottled up in the backfield, but got rid of the first pursuers and then gets bottled up, losing even more yardage. Back to the 45. It's a loss of 9. Tyke Smith and Marvin Jones Jr. finished him.
Great penetration by Warren Brinson almost right now. When you're looking for a reach block, he comes underneath it. He's the one that disrupted it. Did a great job getting upfield. A big Marvin Jones, who was in coverage on that previous reception by Koziel, was able to get up there and clean it up.
Sophomore from Sunrise, Florida. Who's the next great dog linebacker? Maybe it's him. Rico Barfield's in the backfield. A tunnel screen, and Barfield fell down. So it's 3rd and 19 now for Samanza. Samanza started, or Lane Hatcher rather, started last week against Kentucky. Figured to see him at some point during this game today. And played well when he was in there last week.
Well, you've got a true freshman quarterback in there right now. You got to be smart. You just called a screen for a reason. Second and long. Now it's third and even further. You've already been aggressive, but you don't want to have your true freshman make a bad decision trying to get all of this back in one play.
On 3rd and 19, Samanza goes underneath. Let's see if Malcolm Gilly can make someone miss. Nope. He does get into Dogs territory back near the original line of scrimmage. Be about 4th and 10. And Coach New will bring the punting team on the field.
That's a smart call. You got to realize who you got out there, right? Anybody, not many folks have a 3rd and almost 20 in their back pocket. But the other thing too is you want to make sure that you don't forfeit, make a bad decision versus an opportunistic defense.
Lucas Burrow will punt to Makai Muse, see if the Aussie punter can pin Georgia deep. Goes over Muse's head and into the end zone for a touchback. 5:25 to go in the first quarter. Georgia's offense back on the field when we come back.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments through the falling hydration levels. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
This or that, this or that. You do this, then you empty that. You can do this, then you empty that. You can do this, cause everybody's that.
Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Get started today at Angie.com.
Get Hulu Plus Live TV for $49.99 per month for 3 months and take control of how you watch.
Good morning, America.
No long-term contract.
You can do whatever you want.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Love that.
No hidden fees. Wow. No clunky equipment. Great.
We've got you covered.
Let's go. With over 90 live channels, never miss a second of your favorite live sports and shows. Get this limited time deal now. Go to hulu.com/live.
Let's go.
So slow right now. Sorry, mi amor. I tried downloading your shows, but our internet speeds are slower than normal.
Why?
Because our network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Because your dad switched to T-Mobile home internet.
Why?
Yeah, honey. Why? Mommy's taking care of it when we get back.
Why get T-Mobile when Cox has 2 times faster download speeds during peak hours?
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do. Call us at 1-800-500-8450. That's 1-800-500-8450.
SEC Network Football is presented by Allstate. You're in good hands.
Back-to-back national champions. Kirby Smart, of course, coaching both of those teams, says that this team has a similar dynamic to last year with most of the leadership, minus Stetson Bennett, that is back. High quality, high character guys that are always on time, Kirby says. Of course, he does have a new offensive coordinator this year. Todd Monken left to go back to the National Football League, and now Mike Bobo is back as the offensive coordinator. He was on the staff last year, but now is coordinating the offense again, and he put up some big-time numbers when he was working for Coach Richt. Dominic Lovett does not get much on that end around. Bobo, the quarterback in the Stinchcomb era, 94 to 97, 14 years as an assistant under Mark Richt. He said the biggest difference now in coordinating the offense as opposed to the first stint is finding ways to get athletes the ball quickly, like that last play.
Yeah.
Didn't work, but he's trying to get these guys like Lovett and Bowers get the ball in their hands real quickly. 2nd and 8 after the 2-yard gain, and Dylan Bell is in the backfield. And there's Dylan carrying the football, got tripped up, but he does get a first down. So Coach Bobo full of all kinds of surprises with receivers running the ball consecutive plays.
I think it demonstrates maybe how thin they are right now in the running back room. And credit Tate Ratledge's, I think, right ankle with this tackle. Dylan Bell just clipping his own blocker. Otherwise, that was a great hold. Very well executed that time on the edge.
Does that go in the book as a tackle for Ratledge?
Not the kind that you would want, that's for sure.
Up to the 32-yard line, staying on the ground with Milton, bouncing off Ball State defenders, and gets past the 37-yard line. Yeah, to your point, you lose Branson Robinson with the season-ending knee injury in August. You've got Milton. We should see Dejon Edwards at some point today. Roderick Robinson, the true freshman. But all those guys are kind of fighting to be the guy for Georgia. Beck fakes once and then throws to Milton. And he can't get loose of two Ball State defenders. Cole Pierce first to wrap him up. It's a pickup. It's a loss of 3.
You know, that time they were trying to bluff Ball State, see if they would come up on what looked like a swing pass, have the receivers blocking. Instead, they released. Last week we saw him, he sought out Don Lovett on 3rd downs. He would be the inside of those 3 receivers. He's right here.
Beck is 5 of 6 passing so far for 34 yards. And there goes Lovett in motion. Beck's looking that way, throws to him, got it. Great catch and run after the catch for the Mizzou transfer that caught 82 balls in 2 years in Como.
Great job of sticking with that ball. Right? Mowry was right there. He was able to come up. Last week we saw similar throws, kind of a bang-bang. Defender arrived at the same time. The ball ended up on the ground. That time, Lovett, big 3rd down catch.
It feels like a coup for Carson Beck to have a guy that had over 1,000 yards receiving. Cash Jones is in the backfield this time. Fake to him, swing it out. Here's Bowers. Only got a couple of yards after making the catch, which is rare. Usually he breaks a few tackles before he's on the ground. Kirby Smart yesterday, Stench said, it's hard to say anyone is better at football than he is.
Yeah, and he said really the only mitigating factor for Brock Bowers is, you know, he's not a quarterback. He's a guy that you have to find ways to get him the ball, and you see Kirby Smart there now. He's talking to C.J. Smith. Why? They expect receivers to block. Smith did not block well on that one. Hits the quick tackle on Bowers.
Bell back in the backfield is swing it to Lovett, and Lovett can't make the defender miss. Again, a missed block. That's a loss of 1.
Yes, back-to-back plays where you've got opportunity and space to throw into. You know, we can talk about receiving chemistry with quarterbacks and receivers, but see Smith, he's beat right now by Damian Charity. Great job of triggering upfield. Transfer into Ball State, a guy that they were happy to pick up. Those should be not only easy access throws, but easy runs after the catch. But you've got to get the perimeter block.
Another 3rd down for Georgia. They're 1 of 2 so far today. 4 receivers in the pattern. Beck's in trouble. Gets rid of it as he's going to the ground. Pressure applied by Sidney Houston Jr., forcing a punt.
Yeah, they ran a little, it's like a TE stunt. That time, Sidney Houston, who had walked up inside, and what he'll end up doing is breaking outside, and they're going to loop a guy inside. But watch, Houston ends up getting inside the block of Ernest Green. They're on 2 different levels. See that? You end up having to ride that first guy further out. But the hard part is you see the looper looping inside, so you leave early.
Brett Thorson punts it. Nick Munson with the fair catch at the 13-yard line. How about this Ball State defense without their leader Clayton Call on the field? They FaceTimed before the game. They're playing hard. They almost got Thorson on this punt. No score in Athens.
Hello, Patrick Mahomes. Wait, who do you even play for? T-Mobile. And I'm here to protect you from wireless companies that blitz you with phone deals that sack you with a 3-year device contract. Even I can get set? Not at T-Mobile. They have plans that make upgrades work for you. They even have a plan which makes you upgrade ready every year. Thanks, man. Now if I do the thing. Do the thing. Excellent.
Take charge of your upgrades with our Best Go 5G plans at T-Mobile.
Let's have a huddle.
You don't know what huddle is, do you?
No.
True South Season 6 returns this fall. Join us in St. Augustine, Florida for the fried shrimp of your dreams. And Dublin, Georgia for burgers and soul and faith. We ferry the Alabama River for art and barbecue. And try real hard to burn down Hot Springs, Arkansas. True South Season 6, coming this fall.
Our fandom runs deep. Deep is the bayou, the swamp, and everywhere in between. We run deep routes and keep deep traditions. SEC football isn't just a way of life. It is life. SEC football runs deep.
Do you listen to the TV on high volume or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from hearing aids. Don't waste thousands on expensive hearing aids when you can get MD Hearing's revolutionary Neo hearing aids for just $299 a pair. Don't be fooled by higher-priced hearing aids. The Neo is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. With rechargeable technology, many customers say is superior to more expensive models. Call now and get not one, but 2 Neo hearing aids for just $299. Plus, we'll add in a portable charging dock and ship your order absolutely free. The Neo is nearly invisible with its tiny in-the-ear canal design. And you can get 2 Neo hearing aids with a 45-day risk-free trial, free shipping, and free lifetime US-based support for only $299. So call now.
800-582-2829. Again, that's 800-582-2829.
Mike New won Ball State its first bowl game in program history as the head coach 3 years ago, beating San Jose State in the Arizona Bowl. He thinks this team is just as good as that one. Last year, Kentucky was in a dogfight in the second quarter, It was 10-7 midway through the second quarter when driving in Kentucky territory. Tanner Koziel fumbles, Jalen Geiger recovered it, 69 yards for a touchdown. Was it targeting, Mr. Stinchko?
It looked like targeting to me, that's for sure. Of course, when you look at the way that game worked out, Ball State was not only leading, but they were outgaining Kentucky for a time. Salty, to say the least, in that game. And those turnovers really proved to be the difference. You see how long they held on to the football. 4 10-plus play drives and dominated the time of possession. I mean, literally, it was keep away. They moved the football versus Kentucky.
Georgia's offense a bit sloppy. Can Ball State's offense take advantage? Samanza still in there. True freshman quarterback pumps, throws, middle of the field. Nice catch by Koziel to go upstairs. First down, just shy of the 30.
Samanza lost his helmet at the end of this play. It was a quick hitter, so all their quick throws, they cut block up front. That offensive front is going to dive at the feet or the knees of the defenders. Now you got to get Kyle Kelly in there.
Yeah, he's
that helmet popping off.
He's the change of pace quarterback. Hatcher and Samanza, the co-starters. The sophomore from Tampa is a great runner. Ran it 7 times last week, and he's going to do it again here. Nothing much. Might have lost half a yard as Malachi Starks and Chaz Chambliss converged on him. Back in comes Samanza. We'll see if they snap the ball before the end of the first quarter. You have to go back to that Auburn game last year, Stinch. Last time Georgia didn't score in a first quarter, so now it's been 10 games since Georgia went scoreless in the first, but here we are, no score, with #1 Georgia and Ball State at the end of one. You'll hear from Kirby Smart when we come back.
When you live in SEC country, you see it, hear it, and feel it everywhere you go. Traditions and rivalries surround you. And there's no such thing as too much. As much as you celebrate the game, Regions celebrates your financial wins even more. and helps you plan for the next one. Because in an SEC world, we're the SEC Bank.
Welcome to Regions. How can I help you?
See yourself in Sevierville, Tennessee. Your Smokies start here.
Get Hulu Plus Live TV for $49.99 per month for 3 months and take control of how you watch.
Good morning, America.
With over 90 live channels, never miss a second of your favorite live sports and shows. Get this limited time deal now. Go to hulu.com/live-TV.
Our fandom runs deep. Deep is the bayou, the swamp, and everywhere in between. We run deep routes and keep deep traditions. SEC football isn't just a way of life. It is life. SEC football runs deep.
You rip and tear your old statements and bills, and simply toss those old bottles of pills. But thieves use this information to steal your identity. Don't be a victim. Get the ID Police, the new ink roller that encrypts all your old documents. So before you throw it out, just roll it on, and your information is gone. Look, thieves use your trash to get credit cards in your name. Then you're responsible for the bills. But ID Police permanently prints a unique encryption graphic that makes it impossible to read through, both on the front and through the back, even if the paper is held up to the light. And it works on all forms of paper, matte or glossy. Paper shredders are slow and always jam, but roll with ID Police and you're in control. Watch again. Here's a bank statement with your name and account number. Now, one easy roll and all your personal information is blocked. Name and address? Blocked. Credit card number? Blocked. Phone, electricity, and gas bill? Now they're all safe to toss in the trash. So relax. Even your medical information is safe with the ID Police. Perfect for professionals always on the go. And those applications or pre-approved checks make you vulnerable too. So block it out before you throw it out. And thwart any thief with the ID Police. Order now and get your ID Police for only $9.99. But wait! Due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, now may be your last chance to get ID Police at this low price. There is a strict limit of 2 ID Police per order while supplies last. Take control with ID Police on patrol. Don't wait. Call now.
To get your last chance ID Police, call 1-800-691-5312. That's 1-800-691-5312. Or visit getidpolice.com. So call 1-800-691-5312 now.
Yes! Enter for a chance to win a trip to see your favorite pro football team play with 5 Hour Energy's Ultimate Fan Football Sweepstakes. Plus, you'll unlock a 20% off code from team merch at fanatics.com. Enter today.
Coach, how would you evaluate your offense so far?
Well, we had a great opening drive. We moved down the field. We don't handle third down real well right there. Carson fumbled, and we missed the kick. So if we'd have got full points there, I'd felt much better about it. The second drive, we didn't get as much out of it, but at the end of the day, we only had 2 drives, and it's the end of the first quarter.
What's been the message to your defense so far?
Well, we got to get field position and turnovers. We need to get our ball, the offensive ball on our side of the 50, so we need some stops.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Saman's on the first play of the second quarter, incomplete. He was looking for Tanner Koziel in double coverage. What'd you think of what Kirby had to say?
No, I mean, nailed it, right? You feel a little bit better if you take advantage of that excellent opening field position off the kick return. Instead, you end up pulling it, right? Defense is giving up a couple of first downs, no rushing yards, and they tighten down a little bit. You see defensive coordinator Glenn Schumann just alongside Coach Smart right down there on the field, signaling in the defensive calls. And now an opportunity for Georgia with a 3rd and long.
Plenty of time for Samanza, incomplete. Ty Robinson almost got it on the back shoulder against Dalen Everett, but couldn't bring it to his body. 4th down.
Watch Robinson high point this ball. Well delivered from Samanza. He's not scared to stand in there. Watch him go up and high point it. And Georgia fortunate because Dalen Everett was slow to interfere with this pass right here. Watch, he's off the body. Easy opportunity for Robinson to come up with it. Just a juggling catch on the sideline.
47-yard punt for Boro the first time. Couldn't pin Georgia deep. Muse at the 31. He's dangerous. He made a man miss. He's inside the 30. 69 yards. The sophomore from Grayson, Georgia, might be 5'7", and there's no way he's 185 pounds. But there isn't anybody that's got a bigger heart and a Georgia uniform than this guy. A career night last Saturday, and it continues the following week as he puts the Dogs on the board. It had been 14 years since the last time Georgia took a punt to the house. Charlie Todd did it against Western Michigan. And now Muse does it as Woodring's extra point is through there. Dogs up 7-0.
Well, after last week, Coach Martin said he didn't feel like they dominated in special teams. I would say so far, that's been maybe the biggest difference in this game. Excellent return game, both in kickoff and punt return. Watch the blocks out front. Roseby Jackson got a block. Tyke Smith with the block out front. Couple of starters on special teams on the punt return unit. And then you got Makai Muse. And it's been his story through the first two games so far. A great kickoff return to give Georgia half a football field to work with offensively. And then a punt return where it says, hey, offense, I got you for now. Get it figured out on the sidelines. I'll take it to the house.
I think the best compliment you can get from Kirby Smart is when he uses this word to describe you. Overachiever.
Yeah.
There isn't anybody that's embodied that more than Muse has. Carson Beck, the quarterback, said he thinks Muse had the best fall camp. And remember, Ladd McConkey's back is still bothering him, so you bring Muse out to do some of the things Ladd does on offense and does in the special teams department.
He's definitely brought some juice to the return game. Big stop by the defense, big play by the special teams.
Jared Circle with a nice big kick, and that ball goes into the end zone. Here's what we have for you for the rest of the day here on the ESPN family of networks. Here on SEC Network, it's Arkansas against Kent State, that team that gave Georgia fits last year. And SEC Saturday night, Arizona, Mississippi State. That's tonight. And then all these other games are on SEC Plus, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mizzou, South Carolina, and LSU. Find all those on the app. We have a Georgia Bulldogs player that is down on the field. Hopefully this is just a cramp situation.
It definitely looks like that's the case. You see him right there trying to work out that cramp. You see a lot of that, especially in these early season games. Guys locking up, those calves grab.
Arian Smith and Nyland Green are both wearing double numbers. So we'll find out which one of them it is when we return and let you know. 7-0 UGA.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Bush's Baked Beans have always been the official bean of making burgers taste better. And now, they're the official beans of the SEC.
And the official bean of whatever that is.
Hey, it's tailgate fashion. Now this guy gets it.
The world's just spinning a little too fast. So just for a moment, let's be still.
Yes! Enter Enter for a chance to win a trip to see your favorite pro football team play with 5 Hour Energy's Ultimate Fan Football Sweepstakes. Plus, you'll unlock a 20% off code from team merch at fanatics.com. Enter today.
Get Hulu Plus Live TV for $49.99 per month for 3 months and take control of how you watch.
Good morning, America.
With over 90 live channels, never miss a second of your favorite live sports and shows. Get this limited time deal now. Go to hulu.com/live-TV.
Stay tuned to get this knife set free from Granite Stone. Does cooking with your old pans feel like a kitchen battle? Scratches here, stuck on food there, and burnt on debris everywhere. You need to bring in battle-tested pans with armor. You need Granite Stone Armor Max, the revolutionary cookware set with 4 durable layers of ultra non-stick. So slick, virtually nothing sticks. No oil or butter needed. Granite Stone Armor Max is the fast, easy way to make your family 5-star gourmet meals that slide right out. Forged from durable aluminum with a hard anodized exterior, then coated with 1, 2, 3, 4 Armor Max layers to create our most durable ultra non-stick Granite Stone pans ever. In fact, they're 800% longer lasting. They're oven rated up to 500 degrees and come with tempered glass, easy pour and strain lids. Plus, all Granite Stone cookware is 100% metal utensil and dishwasher safe. Look, you'd expect to pay up to $500 for a professional quality cookware set, and you still wouldn't get 4 layers. But during this special TV introduction, you can get the Granite Stone Armor Max set not for 5, 4, or even $300, but for just 5 easy payments of $49.99. And for everyone who orders today, we're going to drop 1 payment. You get it all for just 4 easy payments of $49.99. Plus, we'll include this razor-sharp 6-piece knife set free. But this deal keeps getting stronger. You'll get our Armor Max Deep Steam and Fry Pan set yours absolutely free. That's an incredible 20-piece Granite Stone Armor Max set, all for just 4 easy payments of $49.99. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-799-1053 or order online at buyarmormax.com. So call 1-800-799-1053 or go to buyarmormax.com.
For $49.99 per month for 3 months and take control of how you watch.
Good morning, America.
With over 90 live channels, never miss a second of your favorite live sports and shows. Get this limited time deal now. Go to hulu.com/live-TV.
Well, he was wearing 28, he took it off, and now he's wearing number 1. Nylon Green looks to be okay, just looked like a cramp. So he's over the sideline. One of the many defensive backs that you will see in Coach Schumann's rotation on defense. Dogs rotate 2, maybe even 3 deep in just about every position. Lane Hatcher is on the field at quarterback for Ball State. Hatcher throws, Samanza, that's still Samanza. He throws behind his intended target. Let's go down to Alyssa.
Being told that starting safety Javon Bullard is out of the game for now with a left ankle injury. Came out a little banged up just a few minutes ago. To be determined if he comes back in this football game.
That changes things a little bit. We talked about that rotation. Javon Bullard able to move back to that safety spot because of Tyke Smith, and now it's David Daniels Savannah in there right now.
Samanza was waiting for Cooper. All kinds of problems with flags on the field, and somehow Cooper never went to the ground as that play was busted from the start.
And they can get a face mask inside. He was all bottled up.
Jason MacArthur is today's referee.
Looks like it was Kristen Miller who reached out and got a handful of face masks.
It's the first flag of the game. That's about a 20-yard difference right there. Instead of a loss of 5, it's a pickup of 15.
And you look at it and you're sitting there going, look, this play is completely blown up. It's an effort penalty. He's just reaching out to try to make the play. It happens just a little bit early. There it is. You see it snagging that face mask. It was all piled up. Like you said, the mesh where Samanza's back there. He's waiting on it. There's about 3 dogs already back there ready to take the handoff. Big swing, as you mentioned. You go from a big negative yardage play to a first down and push it out to the 40.
Webster and Koziel both going to the other side of the formation to block for Cooper, and he follows them up to the 45-yard line where he gets hit hard by David Daniel Sissaman. It's a pickup of 5.
Pretty clean up front. Kristen Miller falling off the block, couldn't make it quite. You mentioned Marquez Cooper. They think he looks a little bit leaner than the Georgia coaching staff from what they saw him last year versus Kent State. Hasn't gotten a ton of touches so far this season.
I'll tell you this offense going a lot slower than the one that Kent State was in last year, and Georgia's lucky that they weren't in the neutral zone. Cooper dancing, staying upright, getting blocks from his quarterback, Samanza, and somehow gained yardage on the play. Malachi Starks eventually forced him out.
I don't know how they didn't end up getting an encroachment right there with the jump. Right guard was reaching out trying to get him. Right now, past couple of runs, seemingly bottled up. They had a nice push on the one run. They've already gotten him to the jump. They just couldn't quite make contact with him. Able to get back was Warren Brinson. Already in this game, Ball State has had success on a short yard scenario with Cooper.
They are 0 of 3 on third down. They pick up the blitz. Samanza's got an open receiver, but that ball drifts, and Starks picks it off. From top high school prospect to true freshman star, Kirby Smart wants this guy to find his voice as a sophomore. You heard that roar come out of him as he gets this interception, his first of the year. Dogs have the football and on top.
Better materials, better concealment, better made. At a price that's too good to miss. Magellan Outdoors Pro.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels. They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter. And just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Some things are better left to a professional.
In hindsight, probably should have tried to remove my own appendix.
Like when it comes to finding financial advisors.
What was I thinking?
So leave it to Smart Asset to find them for you. Take the free quiz at smartasset.com. Then you'll be matched with up to 3 vetted fiduciary financial advisors. To get started, take the Advisor Match quiz now at smartasset.com.
I was this close. This close.
Our fandom runs deep. Deep is the bayou, the swamp, and everywhere in between. We run deep routes and keep deep traditions. SEC football isn't just a way of life. It is life. SEC football runs deep.
Beautiful day between the hedges at Sanford Stadium, the second of 4 consecutive home games to start the year. That hasn't happened since the John Stinchcomb era. Back in 1999. Play host to South Carolina next week, and then UAB the week after that. Malachi Starks with his 3rd career interception on a ball that stayed up there way too long for Samanza.
Yeah, we saw that a couple of times, and we talked about it on a previous drive. The ball's hanging by Samanza. He's getting that ball out, maybe feel a little bit of the pressure. You're not going to have enough time like that versus a secondary that's got players with range like Malachi Starks. He will hawk that ball down.
Georgia only has 72 total yards in the game. He didn't score that touchdown. Mekhi Muse did on a punt return. Straight ahead, it's Roderick Robinson. Then we'll get a couple. And by the way, I got to give Nicole Hardman a shout out because he took a punt back to the house 5 years ago. Make sure that we give him some love. That's the last time any UGA player took a punt back to the house. true freshman from San Diego, 240 pounds. Strides off the field. Cass Jones comes in, Stench.
And that speaks to, Dylan Bell's gotten to carry a true freshman with Roderick Jones. Clearly got a pitch count on Kendall Milton.
Back to Smith. Smith with a flag down. Gets up past the 35 to the 37-yard line. Jared Mallory makes the tackle.
Mallory had a handful of Arian Smith's face mask. It looked like he ripped his mouthpiece off. Smart foul, though. I mean, hey, get him on the ground however you can get him on the ground. Because Smith was almost running through this tackle. And if he does, nobody's going to catch him. Mallory just hanging on for dear life. 15 yards doesn't hurt you near as much as it does a house call.
In total, it's 28 yards after the 13-yard catch, but you're most likely right. Would have been bigger than that. So Georgia back in Ball State territory. That play action all day. Middle of the field, Smith in stride. 37 yards.
I was wondering when we were going to see it. On the third quarter, Kentucky said, no, we're going to play action this defense to death. We're going to feel them. These safeties like to play downhill. They're very aggressive. See if we can't win with a heavy play fake. And that time, Arian Smith came all the way across the field, opposite side of the formation.
We've seen Mike Bobo's offense take some shots so far. It's the 8th play of 20-plus yards through the air so far in just 6 quarters of football. Now back to the end zone, 1-on-1 to Bowers, but good defense there by Tyler Red Potts.
Trying to back shoulder this to Bowers. The ball looks like it's a little bit too far inside, just enough for Potts to make a play on. Rarely see a ball even make it to Bowers' hands without him coming down with it. Great job that time by Potts.
And you rarely see a shutdown corner on a tight end.
Right.
Potts picked off Devin Leary of Kentucky last week. 2nd and goal to Jones. Cash gets down inside the 8. It's going to be 3rd down there. Lauren Strickland on the tackle. Again, remember Clayton Call and Joey Stimler out for Ball State on defense, down a couple of linebackers. What does Bobo call on this 3rd down? You see the ranks under Bobo in the 8 years he was coordinating the offense. Last year with Munkin, they were outstanding in the red zone. Beck throws off his back foot. Rosemy Jack Saint, touchdown. Smart says if we can keep Rosemy Jack Saint on the field, our leadership improves exponentially. He's battled injuries, had the suspension last week. He is back, and the Dogs score their first offensive touchdown of the game. And Woodring makes it 14-0.
Got things going with Arian Smith. Face mask that probably prevented a would-be touchdown, and then they were able to push it downfield, hit him again. Smith gets him down there close. Georgia's able to punch it in with Rosemy Jack Saint. The offense is on the board.
On season 6 of Fansville, it's the last year of college football as we know it.
What's going on? The road to the playoff is expanding.
To 12 lanes.
Rivalries are crumbling.
Why are you leaving?
TV revenue. You wouldn't understand.
So we're just not rivals anymore?
Tensions are rising.
These refs should be criminally investigated. Do something!
Because this season, things are heating up.
What's happening, Sheriff?
It's a transfer portal. It's out of control.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
So you are not kidding. This place looks amazing, right?
Where do you want to start?
Definitely the exhibits, then virtual reality, then the zoo. But first, caramel mocha lattes.
Best day ever.
When everything hurts, you need relief that's deeper than ice. You need Tidal, the cryotherapy spray that goes beyond cold to take control of the pain.
This was just easy, and it felt so good.
I was like, wow, that actually smells good.
It's like penetrating into my skin, which I really love.
Tidal's powerful plant-based formulation was developed to help world-class athletes recover faster.
Tidal cryotherapy spray can contribute to total body recovery because it can alleviate muscle pain, joint pain, even back pain.
A 360-degree continuous spray relieves pain in even the hardest to reach areas, dries fast, and lasts.
When you get older, the joints start hurting. The spray is easy. You just bring it wherever you are, spray it, and it feels great within minutes.
It changes my life in a way that I can still be active and yet not feel aches and pains when I'm sitting there for long hours.
Tidal Cryotherapy, available at these fine retailers. Visit Tidal.com for locations.
Last year, I got stuck paying for my ex's internet for months before I finally caught it. That won't happen this year, thanks to Rocket Money. Rocket Money finds hidden subscriptions, and you can cancel the ones you don't want with one tap. Join Rocket Money today.
Do you listen to the TV on high volume or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from hearing aids. Don't waste thousands on expensive hearing aids when you can get MD Hearing's revolutionary Neo hearing aids for just $299 a pair. Don't be fooled by higher-priced hearing aids. The Neo is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. With rechargeable technology, many customers say is superior to more expensive models. Call now and get not one, but 2 Neo hearing aids for just $299. Plus, we'll add in a portable charging dock and ship your order absolutely free. The Neo is nearly invisible with its tiny in-the-ear canal design. And you can get 2 Neo hearing aids with a 45-day risk-free trial, free shipping, and free lifetime US-based support for only $299. So call now.
800-582-2829. Again, that's 800-582-2829.
Senior from Pompano Beach, Florida, Marcus Rosemy-Jackson with the first offensive touchdown for Georgia today. Makai Muse, of course, had that punt return for a touchdown. And without Ladd McConkey in the lineup, you're finding some other guys that are stepping up. Circle over the head, and Ball State gets it at the 25.
Well, you mentioned Rosemy-Jackson. He's got that comfort level. He needed it. So right here, you see this, you got 4 potential rushers. And we're going to work to the right at right guard, and the tackle's going to work out. That ends up leaving an unblocked defender. You just can't have a guy inside out on your quarterback. Great job by Beck, knowing where he can unload that football if they're overloaded from a pressure standpoint. That pressure right in his face right now through that falling backwards. That's the trust that Carson Beck said over and over again. Trust. He probably used that word 7 or 8 times in our meeting with him yesterday.
And the give goes to Cooper, and Cooper gets a couple of yards up to the 27. Samanza's been effective at times, Stitch, but that mistake to start has cost him.
You're trying to push the football downfield. We talked about it's the reason why Samanza was inserted in the lineup. Lane Hatcher hadn't done anything a week ago versus Kentucky to lose that spot. They just wanted to be more aggressive. But when Samanza has pushed the ball downfield, the ball's hung on him. A lot of times, the pressure has gotten home.
Lane Hatcher still on the sideline, and Samanza is intercepted. That is off the foot of a receiver and caught out of the air by Chaz Chambliss. I mean, that's Franco Harris level stuff there.
It looked like it bounced off the right foot of Maximus Webster. Look at that, bam! And how about Chaz Chambliss? He's the run stopper. Big physical guy, coaches talk about him all the time. Roughneck. He's pass rushing, comes back around. Webster, that ball bounced right to Chambliss. Unbelievable.
Lifelong Georgia guy from Carrollton, made his first career start last week, gets to wear the gold pads after getting his first interception.
Did he put them on?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Crowd was crazy too.
All right.
Last two Ball State passes both were picked off, and now Georgia with great field position at the Cardinals 30. That's Bowers in motion. Beck wants to go deep. Instead dumps it off to Delt. And Oscar, Brock's understudy, gets 9 yards. Here he is.
Yeah. Now, this is a guy, look, he'll set the edge. He will absolutely stick his face in the fan. Physical guy, not scared of it. But not the guy that you would think is going to end up with a lot of takeaways. When they issued that challenge, I don't know that they were expecting that. Chambliss, that was a heck of a reaction time. That ball was rocketing back at him.
On the 2nd and 1, Dylan Bell in the backfield again. Seen this a number of times so far in the game. And gets the handoff. Look at that cut. Look at this one. Touchdown, Dylan Bell. A 21-yard run for the sophomore from Houston.
Great cut by Dylan Bell. Boy, he amped up his offensive front off of this run. What a great, he bounced that thing all the way out. So watch, there's an empty edge. See this? Right here, you're reduced inside. It's going to be easier to collapse. A great job by Bell. Watch him feel this wave. You feel it. The space defender coming in there. It's Keontae Newsom. He just breaks his ankles to get outside.
It was nothing going into the second quarter. 21 points in the last 6:15 for Kirby Smart's Dogs. The crazy interception for Chaz Chambliss started it. And then remember last year when the Georgia coaches said Dylan Bell might be our next deep ball threat? No, he's a running back now. 21-yard touchdown run.
The if in life, it's a world of possibilities. If you go for a night out with friends, if you can keep an eye on your money along the way, if you know you have overdraft protection with no fee transfers from savings, when you get a low balance alert, it's easier to say yes to fun. If that sounds good, try Regions Life Banking.
Stay ready for the if in life. Regions Bank embrace the if in life.
Why do I choose a sleep number smart bed?
Because when your bed is this smart, you sleep at the right temperature all night. That's why 80% of NFL players choose the Sleep Number smart bed.
Meeting's in 20. I'm fine, I'll follow the GPS.
Turn left here.
Oh, can't be.
Proceed along the route.
Are you certain?
Turn right.
Are you for imprint certain?
Arrived.
Certainty matters, like the certainty of ordering items from the promotional product professionals at 4imprint.
Arrived!
To show your appreciation to clients, coworkers, and customers, bake your destination 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
Get Hulu Plus Live TV for $49.99 per month for 3 months and take control of how you watch.
Good morning, America.
No long-term contract.
You can do whatever you want.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Love that!
No hidden fees. Wow. No funky equipment.
Great.
We've got you covered.
Let's go. With over 90 live channels, never miss a second of your favorite live sports and shows. Get this limited time deal now. Go to hulu.com/live-tv.
Do you listen to the TV on high volume or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from hearing aids. Don't waste thousands on expensive hearing aids when you can get MD Hearing's revolutionary Neo hearing aids for just $299 a pair. Don't be fooled by higher priced hearing aids. The Neo is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. With rechargeable technology many customers say is superior to more expensive models. Call now and get not one, but 2 Neo hearing aids for just $299. Plus, we'll add in a portable charging dock and ship your order absolutely free. The Neo is nearly invisible with its tiny in-the-ear canal design. And you can get 2 Neo hearing aids with a 45-day risk-free trial, free shipping, and free lifetime US-based support for only $299. So call now.
800-582-2829. Again, that's 800-582-2829.
First and 10. Here comes the handoff on the sweep to C.J. Smith. And Smith can't get much as Keontae Newsom lowered the boom. Offense with a similar dynamic in terms of leadership, minus Stetson Bennett, which is a big minus because he was that quarterback the last couple of years to lead them to the national championship game. And Stetson was here last week and has been in constant communication with Carson Beck. Beck swings it out to Muse, and Muse gets to midfield to the 50-yard line.
Nice block by Rosemary Jack-Saint. When we talk about the role that the receivers play, so he catches a touchdown pass, he's blocking on punt returns, he's coming inside, sealing off on a quick little now pass. That's why he's one of these guys that they point to as a leader. Not just his personality, his production, how he goes about playing that position. I have 8 different players in the quick sneak line up here. Nice push.
Let's see if Beck got it. It's right at that yellow line when the judges come in. And it is a first down.
8 different receivers for the catch. That's something that has been a hallmark in the 2 national championship runs for Georgia. No team has had more games where they've had 10+ receivers with the reception. They spread the ball around on offense as well.
We were talking about the rotation on defense. I mean, the offense is no different. They had 11 guys catch a pass last week.
Maybe that's why you got to put a couple of receivers lined up in the backfield. Make sure they get their touches. Just hand it off to them.
And you haven't even seen Lad McConkey yet this year. Maybe next week against the Gamecocks. Beck's got all kinds of time. Dumps it off underneath to Delp. They're going to say incomplete. Jordan Riley was right with Oscar, the big sophomore from Cumming, Georgia. Great catch on a ball behind him for a touchdown last week.
Once again, they were looking to push that ball downfield. Instead, they end up checking it. Delp just couldn't quite hang on to it. Good job by Jordan Riley of playing through the entirety of that play. Didn't look like Delp ever had firm control. Watch Riley. I got to tell you, I didn't see that ball move much.
It looks like a catch all the way to the ground with arms all over it. Nevertheless, it is ruled an incompletion, and Kilton Milton's got nowhere to go on the right side of the line. Sidney Houston comes in to make the tackle. Third down.
Great job by Sidney Houston. You get pulling linemen, what do? You get in their hip pocket. They're going to take you to the football. They're pulling for a reason. That's Sidney Houston. We called his name earlier with the pressure. That time with a tackle for loss. He's a pretty good pass rusher. We talked about him earlier. This time they got him walked off the line of scrimmage.
Beck, the blitz picked up, and it yields a first down. C.J. Smith, 16 more yards for the Dogs in a first down.
Nice protection. They're bringing pressure from the field that time, the right side of the formation. Good job of the pickup. Nice clean pocket. Time enough for C.J. Smith to break open.
C.J., the freshman from Apopka, Florida, had a 47-yard catch last week. And back to set up the tunnel. It's dropped by Bowers. You don't say that very often.
You don't. You know, we've seen a couple of plays that are just uncharacteristic. not necessarily bad when you think about it. Had a catch earlier, was tackled almost immediately. It was poor blocking in front of him. A contested throw earlier was actually really well played by Potts, but that time, just a catch that you see, he would make that routinely. It kind of humanizes Brock Bowers, I suppose. Didn't catch everything.
One catch for 3 yards. He was the catalyst for getting that offense going last week. Beck gets this one, a good ball to Ra Thomas, a Mississippi State transfer for 17 more inside the 15.
Only one catch a week ago. And the coaches said it was good to see him get a catch. A guy that's kind of been wrestling his way through the playbook, trying to get his head wrapped around it, coming from that air raid offense that they ran at Mississippi State. Different animal here at Georgia, more pro style.
62 catches last year for the late, great Mike Leach. And that one catch you mentioned last week was a 56-yarder. It was a big one. Beck. Bowers covered up and has to throw it away. And here comes a late hit flag on Brandon Berger.
Just can't do it. It's right in front of the official, the white hat. The head referee has the quarterback. There's no chance he misses it.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 13. Half the distance to the goal from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Ball's clearly thrown. You take 1-2 steps. You even hit high. I mean, all of it. That's an easy flag to come out. Kind of lowered his head too, incidentally. You are a defenseless player and you're throwing motion right there. He's not a runner, clearly a thrower. Regardless of 3:15.
So it sets up a 1st and goal with Milton in the backfield and Kendall right at Ball State's defense. The offensive linemen help him get inside the 3-yard line. Big number 77, Cedric Van Pran Granger, wearing number 77. The late Devin Will up today. Now the toss to Milton, reverses field, and gets inside the 2.
I think Georgia might have gotten away with a false start on the right side of their offensive line. It looked like they were a little bit early. Flag didn't come out, but the timing of the play was off.
They have used a ton of clock.
It looked like they might have timed it up just right. I'm not so sure Milton couldn't have stuck with that play side. Find a way to just cram your head in there, follow your blockers. Instead, he tried to kind of cut it back.
It's the 11th play of the drive here, and a drive that's lasted over 5 minutes, under 2 minutes to go, and into the end zone, but dropped by Bell. Too busy thinking about being a running back now.
He was wide open, standing in the end zone. He just drops this pass by himself.
Kirby Smart is keeping the offense on the field, up 21-0. The ball at the 2-yard line on this 4th and goal.
Lovett and Roseby Jack Saint to the wide side of the field. And now Bowers.
And that's the way Beck goes, and he finds a wide open receiver with a flag down. It's Dominic Lovett.
What if they're going to get him for offensive pass interference here?
Pass interference. Offense. Number 1. 15-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
You hear analysts all over college football talk about rub routes used in this kind of position for touchdowns. What was the case here, Stitch?
So watch, Roseby Jack Saint's going to work inside right here on Jordan Riley. I don't see it, but that's not it. That's not offensive PI. I would disagree vehemently with that call.
And Kirby Smart, your old teammate, absolutely does. is incredulous down there on the sideline. 35-yard field goal attempt, and Woodring gets on track after missing his first attempt. 24-0, but that call cost Georgia 4 points.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Bush's baked beans have always been the official bean of making burgers taste better. And now, they're the official beans of the SEC.
And the official bean of whatever that is.
Hey, it's tailgate fashion. Now this guy gets it.
Hi. Enjoy the show. Snacks are right behind me.
We have snacks in Mom's purse.
Want to get away? Now you can with Southwest fares as low as $49 one way.
Lots of them.
Old Trapper Beefs. Last bag.
You know there's plenty for both of you.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Our fandom runs deep. Deep is the bayou, the swamp, and everywhere in between. We run deep routes and keep deep traditions. SEC football isn't just a way of life. It is life. SEC football runs deep.
True South Season 6 returns this fall. Join us in St. Augustine, Florida for the fried shrimp of your dreams. And Dublin, Georgia for burgers and soul and faith. We ferry the Alabama River for art and barbecue. And try real hard to burn down Hot Springs, Arkansas. True South Season 6, coming this fall.
Do you listen to the TV on high volume or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from hearing aids. Don't waste thousands on expensive hearing aids when you can get MD Hearing's revolutionary Neo hearing aids for just $299 a pair. Don't be fooled by higher-priced hearing aids. The Neo is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. With rechargeable technology, many customers say is superior to more expensive models. Call now and get not one, but 2 Neo hearing aids for just $299. Plus, we'll add in a portable charging dock and ship your order absolutely free. The Neo is nearly invisible with its tiny in-the-ear canal design. And you can get 2 Neo hearing aids with a 45-day risk-free trial, free shipping, and free lifetime US-based support for only $299. So call now.
800-582-2829. Again, that's 800-582-2829.
Every Monday night at 7 Eastern, Cole Kubelik and Roman Harper host. And take a look back at the biggest college football plays, players, and games from this weekend that's coming up on Monday night. I'm excited about the Aggies and the Hurricanes coming up a little bit later, Stinch. And then, of course, tonight in T-Town, the Tide and Texas.
Yeah, the old All-State Crossbar Classic, man. That's going to be an interesting one. You think about the way that game went down a season ago. A near miss for Texas to get one win at home. It'll be interesting to see how it works for Quinn Ewers and that Texas offense. No Bijan Robinson in the backfield to lean on the road versus one of the best defensive secondaries, but excellent defense just in general. So the Tide gets going a little bit with their offensive front.
I bet you know what this is going to be, Stinch. Let's check out the Good Hands play brought to you by Allstate.
How about incorporating your feet with the Good Hands play? Or at least unintentionally. Maximus Webster bounces off the back of his foot. Just jambless. What a heads-up play, literally. I mean, it's not always an unexpected. You're not expecting the ball to be coming towards you when you're facing the opposite way from the line of scrimmage. Unbelievable play by Chambliss.
Samanza, this one's batted in the air and also picked off. Again off the carom, it's Tyke Smith. He was an All-American at West Virginia. He was a role player last year for the Dogs. He's expected to be a leader in 2023.
It was Dalen Everett in coverage. He got his left arm in there. It looked like it bounced off Ty Robinson's knee, maybe. It went straight up in the air. And as you mentioned, Taylor, really only one clean interception by Malachi Starks earlier. Everything else has been bouncing all over the place. Looks like a volleyball match out there.
Well, Kirby Smart gave Dalen Everett a mouthful last time he came off the field. The message got sent as he helped force that turnover. He got Smith to wear the gold gear.
So they were got to get an earful here. And the substitution error on the quick change, and Tate Ratledge was late coming into the ball game. Well, they've been rolling some guys, wondering maybe if they were a little confused as to who was going to be taking those reps that time. We've seen Fairchild in there, looked like earlier.
I know that forever it's impossible for you not to watch the game at the line of scrimmage, given what you did as an All-American for these Dogs. How would you assess the offensive line, specifically with Ernest Green now at left tackle after Broderick Jones went to the pros?
You know, he had a couple of rough protection downs last week, and has in this game as well as Ernest Green. We talked about the stunt pickup, but a guy he has been on the shelf for a while. Had that back injury, you know, took him out of commission. Wasn't even practicing for a significant period of time. So this is a guy that's got to round into form. Big Wilson there too. Jared Wilson in there at left guard now. He was in there on an earlier series.
Back to the air goes Beck. And Beck's going to take off inside the 10. And it'll be first and goal down at the 6. Don't tell Carson he can't run. He had a touchdown run last week, and now a big first down run for 14 yards here.
So we're just talking about, so here's 71 right here. Ernest Green. And you see him in this snap late, open up that inside window. You just can't do it. That's the flash of that color that makes Carson Beck says, oh, I got to flush. I got to flush out of this pocket. Now, he could have just slid a little bit in the pocket, kept his eyes downfield.
This is Robinson, and the true freshman gets down to the 1. What would Munson say about this guy? 240 pounds out of high school.
You still like a line that the way that Herschel Walker's radio high school broadcaster, like a rampaging rhinoceros. 240 pounds. You see this.
Poor Bill Bates is watching us somewhere saying, really, guys? Are we really going back to getting run over in Knoxville 40 plus years ago?
Teammates later on with the Cowboys.
Inside 50 seconds left in the half, and evidently not in. Beck kept it.
Timeout.
Georgia will call another
That's
timeout.
their second timeout of the half. It'll be a 30-second timeout. 30 seconds.
Reminder to you, coming up at halftime, you can watch the live performance of the Red Coat Marching Band on SEC Network Plus. You can start streaming now on the ESPN app. Number 1 Georgia, looking to get to 2-0 on the season before the Gamecocks come calling next week. And that Gamecock offensive line better improve in a hurry.
You're not kidding.
After what we saw last Saturday night.
9 sacks on Spencer Rattler. I mean, the guy he should get hazard pay from his NIL guys for that game. Unbelievable. Just running for his life. Now a 3rd and goal to go. This is a gut check. This is when you challenge that offensive front.
Under center, it's Milton diving. Touchdown. Kendall had 8 of his 9 career touchdowns last year, and that's his first of 2023.
Maybe looked all right on the vertical right there. Been slowed by that leg injury. Behind big Cedric Van Pran Granger, as you mentioned earlier, wearing number 77. Number of great significance now after the passing of Devin Willock, their line mate.
It was 0-0 when this quarter started. It's 31-0 now with 37 seconds left.
I've got home internet from T-Mobile.
It only costs $50 at T-Mobile.
Just one cord to set up.
Say goodbye to that truck.
Oh, what a beautiful morning.
Oh, what a beautiful day. They won't raise your rates at T-Mobile. You'll get a great deal every day.
Home internet from T-Mobile, just $50 a month.
You don't know who I am. You can push through anything as long as you believe.
Our family calls Alex the Phoenix. He always rises from the ash.
Paterno never faced any charges, but he didn't escape judgment.
Who has like a career-defining moment at 37?
The whole country is watching, and the world is watching.
True South Season 6 returns this fall. Join us in St. Augustine, Florida for the fried shrimp of your dreams. And Dublin, Georgia for burgers and soul and faith. We ferry the Alabama River for art and barbecue. And try real hard to burn down Hot Springs, Arkansas. True South Season 6, coming this fall.
Somewhere, there's a kid with an idea. This kid is the future. And this idea, we're gonna like it. We just need to make sure this future we all want happens. That's why we're committed to helping bring affordable internet to all. Because our future is connected. Find out if you qualify for a $30 monthly credit through the FCC's Affordable Connectivity Program.
When you wanted to watch your favorite show, you used to watch it here. Now you can watch it here, or here, or here. You get the picture. So for businesses trying to reach potential customers through video advertising, it can be hard to figure out the best place to put your message. You don't have to figure it out alone. Cox Media has 30 years of expertise in video advertising and solutions that can reach your customers in all of these places and more. At Cox Media, we have a solution that fits your needs and your budget. Visit coxmedia.com to learn more.
It's the second play of the game that Ball State has run in Georgia territory, and it's Hatcher that'll do it this time. It gets rid of it quickly, but Georgia sniffs that one out. Koziel will lose yardage. Dalen Everett with the tackle.
It'll be hard pressed to pick up positive yards offensively in the horizontal passing game. There's just not going to be a ton of room. Georgia does a good job of triggering, not only that, typically excellent open field tackles. That time a good job by Dalen Everett, the first man there.
For the loss of 2. Ball State back at the Georgia 44. The handoff goes to to Barfield, and Barfield gets a yard of those 2 back. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Really good job up front. They just anchored well. Did the defensive line. Kristen Miller among those. Little to no push. Now 3rd and 10 plus. And we talked about the big reason why Lane Hatcher is now in there. Samanza put the ball in jeopardy a couple of times. You got to be careful on a 3rd and 10 plus. You give the ball back to a defense that's already taken it away from you 3 times in the passing game.
All State's 0 of 6 on 3rd down today. Here comes the pressure from Munden. It's picked up. Hatcher still running for his life and has to throw it into the Ball State cheerleaders. Xavier Sori was all over Hatcher as he threw that ball away.
Just nowhere to go with this football, so looking at a defensive secondary, where you want to throw it? You can't like much. I mean, there's just coverage everywhere. The pocket's holding up for now. And then when it breaks down, they got away with a tug versus Xavier Sori. Of course, the crowd in attendance thought so.
After the interception and the good field position, Ball State goes backwards and Burrow has to punt again. And it goes into the end zone. Georgia offense back out on the field, up big.
From game one to the biggest game of the season, what matters most is having fun every yard of the way. Get back to Sport for Less at Academy Sports and Outdoors and have fun out there.
When you live in SEC country, you see it, hear it, and feel it everywhere you go. Traditions and rivalries surround you. And there's no such thing as too much. As much as you celebrate the game, Regions celebrates your financial wins even more and helps you plan for the next one. Because in an SEC world, we're the SEC Bank.
Welcome to Regions. How can I help you? Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Get Hulu Plus Live TV for $49.99 per month for 3 months and take control of how you watch.
Good morning, America.
No long-term contract.
You can do whatever you want.
You
sure about that?
Yes.
Love that.
No hidden fees. Wow. No funky equipment. Great.
We've got you covered.
Let's go. With over 90 live channels, never miss a second of your favorite live sports and shows. Get this limited time deal now. Go to hulu.com/live-tv.
Beautiful shot of Athens, GA, after Arizona and Mississippi State from Davis Wade with those cowbells clanging. Stay tuned for SEC football final. They have the biggest stories of the day and break down all the games. 10:30 Eastern or whenever. That one is over on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. You have to give Georgia's defense an A, special teams an A. Ball State just has 72 total yards, turned it over 3 times. Punt return for touchdown for Georgia. Cash Jones didn't get much, maybe a yard as Cole Pierce makes the tackle, but the offense is sputtering to be nice. Only 80 rushing yards. As you see Houston cramping on the field. And Georgia only has 244 total yards of offense so far, Stitch.
Part of that's been a function of those short fields. I mean, you haven't had a lot of field that you need to even drive. They only have one drive of more than 40 yards. You know, the interesting part has been, it's you look at some of the edge blocking, for example, and you think about what they had last year with Darnell Washington. Who's going to step up, especially for like a perimeter run on that last run? You got to get better blocking, especially at tight end. You got a guy, Oscar Delp, who you're not going to be a primary target in the passing game. That will be your role in the offense. The last possession, he did not seal the edge well. The edge defender ends up making the play. You're going to pull, if you're going to try to pin and pull, you got to have guys that will do a better job of pinning. And right now, they've had difficulty in that. It's not just in that one area, incidentally. They got to get tied together along that offensive front. Some new faces that are in there playing together. And right now, it has not been well coordinated at times.
How about Javon Bullard with the boot on the sideline? junior from Milledgeville, Georgia, that had that epic national championship performance with 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery. Houston just cramping. It is hot out there. It feels like north of 90 degrees here in the second Saturday in September. So on a 2nd and 9, Beck gets it to Muse, and Muse, after the catch, gets the first down. He's really been the brightest spot. Outside of Brock Bowers, who's always a bright spot, Muse, his star is shining, Alyssa. We'll try to get back to Alyssa here in a second. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line with Dylan Bell in the backfield. Swing it again on a little quick pass, and it's Muse who gets past the 40 up to the 43-yard line. And we've really seen it on display today, Stinch, what Mike Bobo was talking about with us yesterday. Get Bowers, get Muse, get Bell the football as quickly as you can.
And he's been able to do that. There have been some access throws, there have been others where they just haven't been well blocked at the point. You know, the Bowers part is the one part that really hasn't gotten going. Hasn't been for a lack of trying. Some uncharacteristic play from number 19 in the first half.
Well, it looks like that was a bust, as Beck wanted to get rid of it. The receiver was on a different page than he was, and Jack Saint and Makari Siblis converged on Beck.
Yeah, clearly he was trying to stand up and just throw it out there to Ra Thomas. Thomas is downfield trying to block. So Beck gets the snap. He stands up. He's thinking, I'm going to throw a now pass right now. Just stand up a quick little stork. Watch Thomas. He's up running a little hitch route. He looked over the sideline.
Nice back shoulder ball there with Ra Thomas. And Thomas turns and goes down near the 40. That's a pickup of 16 yards.
Left him in there. Chance to go right back to him, and did. Nice recovery there. Go right back to Ra Thomas. Second target in this game. Would have been the third. Of course, Beck had to pull that down. And how about that? Well, hung up with Potts at the end of that play there. Helmets got hung.
Cash Jones comes into the game. Georgia will snap this one from the Ball State 40. Beck wants to take a deep shot, checks it down to Jones, and Cash goes inside the 35-yard line. Stitch, you were talking about this. You could argue Ra Thomas was Mississippi State's best or second best receiver last year. Dominic Lovett was maybe Missouri's best receiver last year, and both of them come to the national championship program to compete with close to 10 receivers that are in the rotation with Georgia, and they're just 2 of the guys here, but they're willing to compete with the best program in America.
Guys in there wanting to mix it up. You know, they've been needed, certainly here early. When you think about with the suspension of Roseman Jack Saint and Ladd McConkey's lack of availability. Looking at Ra Thomas's eye there on the sideline. Got his helmet back on. Looks like he's ready to go in and play.
It's the ball down to the 27-yard line. Beck takes a shot to the end zone. What a grab. That's a touchdown for Cass Jones. There is a flag down.
Pass interference, defense number 1. Penalties decline.
So it's a 27-yard touchdown for Cash Jones. Pun intended. This guy's become a money player in this Georgia offense.
Well, excellent protection. That time all day for this to develop. Jones came out, wheel route, find his way into the end zone. Excellent grab. Took that one all the way in.
And Woodring will make it 38-0. Jones only had 6 carries and 6 catches before this season. 3 carries and 4 catches last week and a touchdown catch this week. Dogs all over Ball State.
You see this Don Perignon? I'm offering this to the next team that goes unbeaten.
All over the land on this Sunday night, the champagne corks have been popping.
Isn't the champagne on ice somewhere?
So come get this champagne. All you gotta do is beat everybody.
Are you constantly turning up the TV or asking people to repeat themselves? Millions of Americans suffer mild to moderate hearing loss, but MD Hearing is on a mission to change that. MD Hearing was founded by a doctor with one goal in mind, helping patients get high-quality, affordable hearing aids. All MD Hearing aids are FDA registered, and right now you choose between our new MD Hearing Neo or America's best-selling value hearing aid, the Air. Both are only $297 a pair through this TV offer. Call and make your choice now. The new Neo is nearly invisible, and the Air offers state-of-the-art sound quality and noise management. Both units are fully rechargeable. Both come with free shipping, free lifetime US-based support, and a 45-day risk-free trial. So stop struggling with mild to moderate hearing loss and make your choice between the Neo or Air for only $297 a pair by calling MD Hearing now.
Call 800-368-3146, 800-368-3146.
Our fandom runs deep. Deep is the bayou, the swamp, and everywhere in between. We run deep routes and keep deep traditions. SEC football isn't just a way of life. It is life. SEC football runs deep.
I'm sure CD would love being compared to Will Shepard. What a catch by one of the better receivers in the Southeastern Conference. And don't scoff at this. Vandy's top 2 receivers are legitimate top level SEC receivers.
I agree.
Will Shepard, Jaden McGowan, and only down 3. That very early kick, though it was delayed by weather. Like Vandy and Wake should have to play every year. Fielded at the 12 by Munson. And he gets past the 20. Beautiful shot of this great campus. Arkansas and Kent State. Dave Neal, D. Mace, and Taylor will have that for you. And then Tommy, Jordan, and Cole have the SEC Saturday night game with Mississippi State in Arizona, and all these games are on SEC Plus. Number 9, Tennessee against the Governors of Austin Peay. Mizzou's got MTSU for the big one next week against K-State. That's the noon kick on SEC Network next week. Cooper bouncing off Georgia Bulldogs, going the other way. Kristen Miller, who's had a good game, makes the tackle. Freshman from Ellenwood, Georgia.
Yeah, Kristen Miller, we talked about him a couple of times. You know, he had that one face mask penalty, but partly because he just got upfield so quickly. Another one of those guys, when they roll deep. We were talking about earlier the Georgia defense and how it's hard to pile up stats because you just don't pile up a ton of snaps. It's hard to stay on the field because of the talent that you would have to keep on the sideline.
True freshman C.J. Allen is helping with the signals on the field right now, and that's a good ball. Best catcher's thrown today to Ahmad Edwards, senior transfer from Jacksonville State. And Ball State's in business after a 28-yard completion.
Only a 3-man rush. Plenty of time for that to develop. Came all the way across the formation. Dumas Johnson trailing in coverage, and he laid it in there nicely.
Just That's the longest play of the game for Ball State. Just a reminder, as you see Kelly at quarterback now, hand it off to Cooper. Georgia gave up one touchdown late in the game last week to UT Martin on a debatable touchdown catch where Trevante Hunter of UT Martin went into the hedges and they pitched the shutout so far today, and that's Miller that's down.
We want it all. We want clean dishes and dry shirts. We want hot dogs and a body that doesn't look like it eats hot dogs. We want a trimmed tree and an unfractured coccyx.
Oh, my coccyx.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Get Hulu Plus Live TV for $49.99 per month for 3 months and take control of how you watch.
Good morning, America.
No long-term contract.
You can do whatever you want. You sure about that?
Yes.
Love that.
No hidden fees. No clunky equipment.
Great.
We've got you covered.
Let's go. With over 90 live channels, never miss a second of your favorite live sports and shows. Get this limited time deal now. Go to hulu.com/live-tv.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you use insulin daily, you might be eligible to get your own continuous glucose monitor. So call the US Med Diabetic Health Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. Not only can a CGM immediately reduce pain, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. And if you have Medicare or private insurance, you can see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. We'll also provide free shipping of your new CGM, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. If you use insulin daily, you might be eligible to get your own continuous glucose monitor. So call the US Med Diabetic Health Hotline to see if you qualify for a CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
This is give to Robinson, who gets the edge, and the big true freshman never goes to the ground.
These players are bigger, faster, stronger. I didn't realize they've not been able to accommodate the length of their legs. Their pants just can't quite get to the knees anymore.
You're not a fan of...
No, I'm cool with it. It's amazing. It's almost...
Are those pants?
Those are shorts, man. Everybody's wearing shorts.
Carson Beck's showing off the new tats with his shorts as well. Still out there, late in the second quarter, pumps, throws, wide open is dealt. Oscar's inside the 20, hurdling defenders. I bet he learned that move from Mr. Brock Bowers. 41 yards for the sophomore from Cumming, Georgia.
They came back to that concept. They tried a little screen and go earlier. They do it so often. Of course, this defense kind of invites it. Good job of delivering the ball to Delp. Ball was behind him. You want that ball out front so he doesn't have to check up. Give him a chance to show off his hurdling skills.
It's the longest play of the game on offense, and then Robinson finishes the drill. This kid sure has looked impressive in the first couple of weeks of the season. 8 carries for 50 yards and a touchdown last week. And now 5 more carries for 36 yards and a score in week number 2. Nada.
So it's a box that you want. You got 5 blockers, you got 5 defenders. You're going to get inside like a pirate right here. So watch what Fairchild does a pretty good job of still climbing Gets hung a little bit, tripped up, but it's just enough to force Cole Pierce to overrun it from his linebacking position. And a good job that time by Robinson of trusting the point of attack. A lot of times you'll see these young backs want to cut things back. It all started with that big play to Delt. Could have been bigger with the ball out in front. Instead, he was able to turn around, catch it, rally. Inspired by his fellow tight end. Brock Bowers goes to the air.
Last year, we were at a Thursday practice with some of the assistant coaches. Of course, you had Darnell Washington, Brock Bowers, Eric Gilbert. Unfortunately, he's had so many issues off the field, no matter where he's played, and Delt. And the coaches were saying, wait till you see this kid. Number 4 as the flag comes in.
And they talked about him yesterday, probably the strongest guy in that room, the most physical. And he's had to really work on that, on his blocking.
Free kick out of bounds. The kicking team. The receivers, they like to take the ball at the 35-yard line. First down.
A reminder, Thursday is our featured soccer matchup, the only one on the schedule. It begins conference play. Number 12, Alabama hosts Georgia over in T-Town, where the Tide haven't lost since the 2021 season. Coverage kicks at 7 Eastern on SEC Network and the ESPN app. Dogs and Tide been the standard in college football. Now they're going at it in soccer. Rico Barfield pick up a half dozen. Might be the last play of the quarter. See if Hatcher wants to snap one more. If you've been flipping around and you see this score, you may think that it's been Dogs' domination from the start. It was 0-0 in the second quarter. 31-0 going into the third quarter. Hatcher will get another one off. Going to step up and get the first down past the 45 as Darius Smith makes the tackle at the end of 3. Brock Vandegrift warming up on the Georgia bench.
Get Hulu Plus Live TV for $49.99 per month for 3 months and take control of how you watch.
Good morning, America.
No long-term contract.
You can do whatever you want.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Love that.
No hidden fees. Wow. No funky equipment.
Great.
We've got you covered.
Let's go. With over 90 live channels, never miss a second of your favorite live sports and shows. Get this limited time deal now. Go to hulu.com/live-tv.
Our fandom runs deep. Deep is the bayou, the swamp, and everywhere in between. We run deep routes and keep deep traditions. SEC football isn't just a way of life. It is life. SEC football runs deep.
Coach, you said you thought your offense could be a little bit more aggressive coming into today. How have you seen that so far?
Been proud of them. We've missed a couple things that we wanted to improve on, but at the end of the day, they're being efficient, doing a good job. We got to continue to work on the run game and be more efficient in the run game, but we got a quarterback that's an accurate passer. We got some explosive players around them, and we're still trying to figure all that out.
Is Carson done for the day?
As of now.
Who will we see next? What's the plan for the fourth quarter?
Brock's going to go next series.
What are you looking to see from him?
Go play. We're going to let him go play, let him keep getting better. I thought he did a good job last week. We need to play well around him.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Melissa asked exactly what you'd want to know, and we got some great answers as to what we'll see in the fourth quarter. I love this new feature in 2023 when you can get insight like that. Kelly on the direct snap gets 8 yards for Ball State, who's being shut out by the Dogs 45-0. Kirby Smart believes that this team is as dynamic as last year's team. It's interesting what he said, Stench, about how different the identity of 2022 was compared to 2021, but he thinks this team has a lot in common with last year's team. Kelly's going to throw it on a one-on-one ball. Good coverage down there by Nyland Green.
Yeah,
looking for Ty Robinson.
It was interesting. When we were talking about the personality, the carryover. We took another look at this go ball. Alan Green, Ty Robinson going at it. Obviously, Ty Robinson is their intended deep threat receiver. Tried multiple times to get into football. That time denied. Good job by Nyland Green getting his head around. There have not been a ton of opportunities to push the ball downfield successfully.
On a 3rd and 2, a great catch made by Barfield. He wasn't ready for it. Made the grab right on that yellow line, and it's a first down.
Spinning grab, right with his fingertips, right? He nailed it. Just was acrobatic, to say the least, to keep this drive moving. But in talking with the personality piece of it, he said, Kirby was like, look, yeah, we've lost some guys, but a lot of these guys have been in this program long enough to understand it. He thinks that the carryover, that they're very similar in how they approach the game.
Barfield down to the 40. What is the rotation going to look like on this side of the ball, I think, is my biggest question.
Yeah.
For when the games are competitive against SEC competition. They've gone 3-4 deep at almost every level of the defense, which is smart, Stitch, because you want to see what you have early in the season.
Sure. Yeah, you think about opposite Kamari Lassiter, that corner position. You know, we saw some Julian Humphrey, we saw some Dalen Everett today.
Barfield on 2nd and 7 gets a few more.
So that position kind of remains somewhat in flux. And, you know, it's not always a bad thing. It's, hey, has someone distinguished themselves? If you're getting really good play from both, then you're all right. But you would like for there to be some separation at some point, especially at corner. It's not a position that you typically rotate heavily. It's a position where you get your guys out there. You might give them a rest of time or two, but typically, if you go the distance, not often you can get a lot of in-game, regular rotation out there in the corners.
Empty backfield for Hatcher on the 3rd and 5. Gets rid of it quickly on a slant. And right at the sticks again, it's Ahmad Edwards. It's enough to move the chains.
True freshman A.J. Harris on the coverage. He's on that near side. Very smart out there almost to the numbers, coaching him up. All these guys, we're talking to them even about how they approach their preparation. And it's unrelenting in practice, regardless of who's out there. It does not matter. Regardless of the drill, all of the drills, full speed and 100%.
Lane, nothing open. He's going to have to throw this away. And good for Hatcher that he's here at Ball State playing. I mentioned that it's his 4th different program that he's played for. I don't expect you to really be able to answer this, but can you help me understand how he's able to play immediately for Ball State and Tez Walker can't play for North Carolina after playing for Kent State last year, and Jaquarius Spivey can't play for Mississippi State after playing for TCU last year?
Nah, it's you can't reconcile one scenario to the next. It feels remarkably arbitrary.
Mac Brown went off on the NCAA the other day. The head coach of the Tar Heels on that. Rico Barfield, sophomore from St. Louis, in for Cooper. Played on this field for a different team last year. And set up a 3rd down.
Yeah, you know, as fluid as rosters are now, Taylor, how active things are in the portal, go back on that observation, they have to figure out something. There has to be a clear way to engage in transferring from one school to the next and determining eligibility.
He said multiple-time transfers aren't going to have it as easy. Here's one at quarterback who's done it 3 times and transferred immediately, and he slings it for a first down to Robinson in the open field, and he gets down near the 10.
Bust underneath that time in coverage. Trying to bring some internal pressure. There was some confusion at linebacker as to who's going to handle underneath. time. It looked as if maybe they expected it. It looked like they were expecting inside help. Gabe Harris.
First and goal. As Ball State tries to score for the first time today. It's Kelly running around at the top of your screen. Hatcher gets hit as he throws. He goes to the ground. Pressure by C.J. Madden.
He felt that. You can tell Hatcher knew it was coming. Madden had to be defeated the block, coming hard. Hatcher narrowly unloads his football before he gets popped. You feel it right there. He knew it was coming. Good job by Madden. He won and is able to shorten that corner, get to the quarterback.
13th play of the drive. Just over 10 minutes to go. Fumble on the ball. Barfield coughed it up.
Based on the multiple explosions that we just heard next to us, we happen to be proximate to the coaches. It was, I think, a misalignment pre-snap.
Somehow Barfield was able to recover his fumble. Third and goal. Yes, the Georgia coaches who are next to us in their booth were not happy with the pre-snap alignment there.
Non-verbal communication, we call that.
Yeah.
Check this structure to make sure it's still sound.
C.J. Allen almost got it. Third and goal now. Play clock running out and timeout called by Mike New. 9:14 to go in the fourth quarter. Georgia trying to keep Ball State out of the end zone.
Your paint is really bad.
What?
It's the best coffee I've ever had.
Should've used Bear.
Sorry, it's like where?
No, I said should've used Bear.
Today, let's paint. Right now, get America's most trusted paint brand at a new low price. Bear, only at the Home Depot.
Pythagoras, Archimedes, Newton, all brilliant mathematicians, we get it. But none of them were ever considered tongsmen. How the tongsman can see angles, imagine surface area. Geometric genius. The tongsman knows there's always room for more sausage. Throw on the Johnsonville sausage. Calling all tongsmen.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Bush's Baked Beans have always been the official bean of making burgers taste better. And now, they're the official beans of the SEC.
And the official bean of whatever that is.
Hey, it's tailgate fashion. Now this guy gets it.
Get ready for the American Kennel Club on ESPN, the ultimate series for all dog lovers. From heart-pounding agility trials to lightning-fast races, AKC on ESPN brings you the best of the best in dog sports. Join us all year long as we follow the journey of these incredible dogs and their dedicated handlers. Tune in to AKC on ESPN all year long and be a part of the greatest dog sports series on television.
True South Season 6 returns this fall. Join us in St. Augustine, Florida for the fried shrimp of your dreams. And Dublin, Georgia for burgers and soul and faith. We ferry the Alabama River for art and barbecue. And try real hard to burn down Hot Springs, Arkansas. True South Season 6, coming this fall.
Wow.
Whoa.
Now that's a big deal.
They're down their top rusher from a year ago, their top two receivers. That's a big deal not to have Pratt. He was nearly perfect in week 1.
Third and goal for Hatcher. Pressured and has to dump it out of bounds. Gabe Harris was all over him.
The Dogs are all over that play now. As soon as they see that offensive front go down, they are sitting about 6 yards. There is nowhere to go with the football. Success with that on the opening possessions. It really hasn't borne a whole lot of fruit since.
Freshman from Thomasville, Georgia, applying the pressure, and Mike New wants to score some points today. This is Jackson Corville, the freshman from Centerville, Ohio, with his first career attempt blocked last week in Lexington. This one is through from 27 yards away, and Ball State is on the board. 9:05 to go in the fourth quarter, and Georgia is up 42.
When you live in SEC country, you see it, hear it, and feel it everywhere you go. Traditions and rivalries surround you. And there's no such thing as too much. As much as you celebrate the game, Region celebrates your financial wins even more and helps you plan for the next one. Because in an SEC world, we're the SEC Bank.
Welcome to Region. How can I help you? Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels. They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter. And just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Our fandom runs deep. Deep is the bayou, the swamp, and everywhere in between. We run deep routes and keep deep traditions. SEC football isn't just a way of life. It is life. SEC football runs deep.
Get Hulu Plus Live TV for $49.99 per month for 3 months and take control of how you watch.
Good morning, America.
No long-term contract.
You can do whatever you want. You sure about that?
Yes.
Love that.
No hidden fees. No funky equipment.
Great.
We've got you covered.
Let's go. With over 90 live channels, never miss a second of your favorite live sports and shows. Get this limited time deal now. Go to hulu.com/live-tv.
Will give way to a new quarterback for Georgia. It'll be Brock Vandegrift, the redshirt sophomore from Bogart, Georgia. Just about everybody wanted him out of high school. It's his third year in the program. He's appeared in 5 games before this season, but kind of surprising to say this, had his first completion last week. So he completed 2 balls in the game. Gives this off to Roderick Robinson. 6'3", 210 pounds, battled Beck for the starting job in the spring and into August, but pretty quickly in August, Kirby Smart named Carson Beck the starter. Beck certainly knows what Vandegrift's role is like. He played that role the last couple of years.
Certainly relate to it. See Beck over there. Take the rest of the afternoon off, join Brock Bowers, take a little shade under the old linden tree on the sideline.
Kirby told Alyssa, we're going to air it out, let him play the position. He was trying to find Anthony Evans there. That's incomplete.
He had a sure big play, first or second play that he was in last week. A little stutter and go, double move on the outside. Didn't get any more open, just didn't pull the trigger on it. Guy that they acknowledged he was feeling the nerves too a game ago.
3rd and 8, obvious passing situation here. He's going to air it deep again. And again, it's over the head, this time of Jackson Meeks. So a quick 3 and out for Vandegrift on his first drive.
Nice protection, bunch of new faces up front. Overthrowing Meeks. I'm sure that Meeks comes down with it. It looked like he really had a step right there. So a game removed from last week. I wonder what the carryover from a mentality standpoint is. game to game, especially when you're coming in backup duty.
First 3 and out of the game for Georgia. Thorson, who was an all-SEC freshman last year, is punting for the second time. It's another cannon. Fair catch at the 9 by Nick Munson. 45-3 Dogs with 8:06 to go.
The future is here. We've been creating it for more than 100 years, putting the most advanced technology into people's hands. Generation after generation, tool after tool, again and again. Bringing you the broadest and most reliable network of service dealers. Always moving forward. We lead, others follow.
Our fandom runs deep. Deep is the bayou, the swamp, and everywhere in between. We run deep routes and keep deep traditions. SEC football isn't just a way of life. It is life. SEC football runs deep.
Imagine having the tools to collaborate with your employees wherever they are. With Cox Business, you not only get tools like file sharing, video conferencing, and chat, you get access to 24/7 end user support, all of which makes working together work better.
Local business owners, I'm Andrea Carter Freeman. Are you tired of dealing with marketing challenges on your own? Look no further than Cox Media, your trusted advertising partner for 30 years. Our local team of video experts, digital gurus, and media strategists want to help you reach your ideal customer wherever they are and however they are engaging with media. Our insight, experience, and depth of support can help you reach your target audience with efficiency. That's why at Cox Media, we believe we're better together.
This is SEC Saturday football presented by Allstate. We've seen some crazy interceptions in this game. That's probably the craziest. Chaz Chambliss off the carom. He's wearing, is he not wearing Franco Harris's number? Franco Harris, 32. I mean, that was another crazy, immaculate reception.
32 over there too. Cash Jones, he had a nice immaculate reception of his own.
Kyle Kelly gets past the 10 up to the 11. Of course, for the maybe some that don't know, Franco Harris was that All-Pro Hall of Fame back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It caught a deflection against the Raiders in the early 70s. Played for the Penn State Nittany Lions as well. Passed away in the last year. Kelly remaining at quarterback, throwing on the move. And that's a good ball up to the 21-yard line to Keon Magwood. Would think that Coach New would want to just get out of here at this point. You got some points. If you score more, fine, but you want your team to be at least this intact by the time you go have the home opener next week in Muncie against Indiana State at 2 o'clock, and then begin your MAC schedule after that.
I get it though, with Kyle Kelly in there, knowing that he's going to play a role in every game, probably a far more prominent one. Nice run here.
Charlie Spiegel.
Than what we've seen this afternoon. So now let's have some film. Now defenses get to see, all right, so here he is. This is what number 1 looks like with more extended playing time, 1, and 2. This is what he looks like this season as a passer. He's got the ball out of his hands a couple of times. That way you know that it's not just a one-dimensional threat when number 1's in there taking snaps.
Another good run, busting it, and past the 40-yard line goes sophomore from New Palestine, Indiana. He only had 1 carry last week. This one's good for 14 yards.
Good job up front, just misfit this run right there. So you've got Raylan Wilson just kind of jumping over. Instead of slow playing, he's in that backside B gap, and instead he overplays it. It's amazing. The ball will find it. If you misfit a run, that running back will find where you bounced out of your gap.
Kelly wants to throw and doesn't like what he sees, so throws it into the bench.
A guy that's a dynamic playmaker for them. You know, just you saw it a week ago. He got more extensive playing time, especially when the game was more in flux. You know, one of the questions we had, and I'm a little bit surprised we didn't see it, that he didn't have a package earlier, knowing that the QB run game, that pull read that Georgia saw a week ago versus UT Martin, it was successful. We just didn't see that early in this game.
Deflected by Darius Smith. Third down.
This play by Darius Smith. Kyron Jones comes up, celebrates by blowing his teammate up. Kyron Jones last week.
Pick six.
16th defensive touchdown. He had a Charlotte Christian. Down the road from the Sergeant Schofield households.
Much closer to the Schofield house. Our trusty producer. It's where his children go to school. Kelly steps up, gets out of there, and gives himself up right short of the marker, so it's going to be 4th and short. Here's that Kyron Jones pick six against UT Martin. 3 of the 4 interceptions that Georgia has so far this year are off of caroms.
Yeah.
Not been cleanly fielded, you know, by the quarterback, but fielded off of someone else.
Malachi Starks, the only one with a traditional pick. Everybody else, they're using the opponent to take the pick first. It's surprised that we're punting here on a 4th and 1.
Catch at the 16-yard line. One more chance for the Georgia offense to come onto the field when we come back.
To be there with AT&T 5G.
Nurtec is the only medication that can treat and prevent my migraine attacks all in one.
Don't take if allergic to Nurtec. Allergic reactions can occur even days after using. Most common side effects were nausea, indigestion, and stomach pain. Talk to your doctor about Nurtec today.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Bush's Baked Beans have always been the official bean of making burgers taste better. And now, they're the official beans of the SEC.
And the official bean of whatever that is.
Hey, it's tailgate fashion. Now this...
True South Season 6 returns this fall. Join us in St. Augustine, Florida for the fried shrimp of your dreams. And Dublin, Georgia for burgers and soul and faith. We ferry the Alabama River for art and barbecue. And try real hard to burn down Hot Springs, Arkansas. True South Season 6, coming this fall.
The number 19 is a great number as we go through SEC history this week. Scott Warner wore it in the late 70s for the Dogs, the 3rd round pick in the '82 draft. Hines Ward did everything during the Stinchcomb era. in the mid-90s, a two-time Super Bowl champion. Charles Grant, inexplicably ward on defense. He was a first-round pick. Is this the best number 19 ever, Brock Bowers?
Man, think about the versatility that all of those athletes had. Werner, the returner, great defensive back, great kick returner. You got Charles Grant, who's playing defensive end, but he's also lining up at tailback. And then Hines, who played, started the season off for us at receiver. Then Robert Edwards breaks his foot, so we put him at tailback. He was pretty darn good at that. And Mike Bobo, at the time, broke his knee. Put Hines at quarterback. That did it all.
This is Gunnar Stockton at quarterback, throwing to Pierce Sperlin, the third tight end that Georgia has for short completion. Stockton's still battling Vandegrift for the backup position. Redshirt freshman from Tiger, Georgia. He found Anthony Evans on the first play, and then Sperlin for a short gain on the second. So it's another third down. Vandegrift was 3 and out. Let's see if Stockton can move the chains here. Pocket collapses, and so does Stockton. Back at the 10-yard line, Danny Royster.
Didn't really like what he had downfield. Stockton just trying to buy some time, and so both backups go in, both backups 3 and out. Sperlin with that reception earlier, really only the third healthy tight end. Chad Lindbergh been playing the rundown tight end.
Boy, Thorson is just a weapon. One of the best punters in college football. It's another 48-yard punt. And just a reminder of what's coming up. Our guy Dave Neal with Derek Mason and Taylor Davis on the sidelines. It's Arkansas and Kent State next to 4 Eastern. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, and Cole Kublet are in Starkville for Mississippi State and Arizona. And then all these games are on SEC Plus that you can watch. And of course, Ole Miss is playing at the Tulane Green Wave over on ABC at the bottom of the hour.
Maybe without a starting quarterback for the Green Wave, that could be huge.
Tide and Texas on ESPN at 7 o'clock tonight. Speaking of Jordan Rogers, he picked the Longhorns.
A bold move.
Remember what happened last year? How in the world did Bryce Young not go down? Turn this in to putting them in Will Reichard field goal range, and Reichard won the game for number 1 Alabama, and Saban survives against his buddy Sark. What do you expect tonight?
I've always wondered what was the second look back on that coach's handshake after that game. Coach Saban was walking off, and then he stops and turns around. What was the callback? I'll do it. I don't know what that second comment was.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
I think they're about to talk to me about Alabama.
Alyssa, this is an Alabama team that is going to run the football a lot more than they did in that game last year.
Yeah, it feels that way. And you guys were talking about Bryce Young, you know, the game-changing plays he made in that game last year really put the team on his back. Can Jalen Milroe do the same thing? I'm very curious to see how well Quinn Ewers hits the deep ball, something he's struggled with since earning that starting spot.
It's a good point. Bama's secondary is banged up. Kelly, while almost being tackled by Terrell Foster, got rid of it. 3rd and 14.
Handful of Terrell Foster's face mask. Yeah, you know, in this one, the part that gives you pause with the downfield passing, sure, but which I think is something that they'll definitely want to emphasize. You're going to have to hit some big plays, I think. Playing on the road versus a very good football team. But I wonder if they'll be able to run the football effectively. And this is, as much as we've talked about the secondary for Alabama, I think that front seven might end up being, at least coming into the season, was underappreciated as to how good it could possibly be.
Spiegel past the 45. Patrick Taylor on the tackle for Georgia. As the Dogs empty the bench here today, Taylor is a junior from Johns Creek High School. Anthony Evans is deep to return this punt from Barrow. And Evans at the 12. It's lassoed down near the 17-yard line. So Georgia will improve to 2-0. And we might have a personal foul penalty against Ball State here. Certainly Georgia will stay as the #1 team in the somewhat meaningless September polls.
Yeah.
Get challenged later in the month, maybe next week against the Gamecocks. Then at Auburn at the end of the month. A game that everybody's going to talk about is the one in Knoxville, Tennessee on November 18th.
Yep. Down here. Right there. That's the big one. That's the one that we're allowed to talk like that. Of course, internally in Georgia, they would never dream of looking down that far. They'll be, in 53 seconds, completely focused on South Carolina. Well, if there was ever a program that will completely okie dokie, I suppose, so what you might expect, it's South Carolina, based on what we saw last year. They'll play horrible one week and great the next.
You're not kidding. Won 2 top 10 games against as an unranked team. Never been done before. Well, Georgia originally was going to be in Norman, Oklahoma to play the Sooners today. They'll have to wait for the Sooners to join the SEC to get a shot at those guys. Make the most out of beating Ball State today 45-3. Georgia improves to 2-0, and Ball State follows to its second consecutive SEC opponent. Ball State will play Indiana State next week at 2 o'clock in Muncie. Georgia will host South Carolina right here at Sanford Stadium at 3:30 next Saturday. And Coach Smart will go to the locker room as Alyssa talks to the starting quarterback.
Carson, you told us last week you were a little bit nervous coming out onto the field. What was the difference from last Saturday to today?
I felt good. I felt comfortable. I felt confident as well. I think practice went really well this week. We prepared really well, so that kind of added to that.
You told us about the amount of time you spent talking to your receivers throughout the course of the week. How did you feel your communication was with them today?
I thought it was really good. I mean, I thought we executed at a high level. I mean, we completed the ball. We did what we wanted to. Coach Bobo called the plays. We executed, and I thought we did really well.
You told us yesterday when we asked you, what could you have done better? You said everything. Give us an evaluation on how you felt you played today.
Yeah, I thought everything was better. You know, I thought overall as an offense, we moved the ball better, we ran the ball better, we threw the ball better. Obviously, we still have more that we can improve on. It's only week 2. It's a long season, so we'll get back, assess, and then practice this week, and hopefully come out even better next week.
Couple turnovers for your defense. They put you guys in great field position throughout the course of the game. What is it like having those guys at your back?
Yeah, I mean, I said the same thing last week. I mean, having our defense, something that we can depend on to give us good field position multiple times. I don't even know what the number was, but we had the ball inside the 50. It makes it a lot easier on us to, put the ball in the end zone and score points.
Thanks, Carson. Congrats.
Absolutely. Thank you.